Have you ever felt that your business could completely transform if you could simply just get in front of the right customers? Clients who appreciate your ethos, respect the pride that you take in your craft, and value the high standards that you put in place in order to stand behind the work. For years, Nick and I struggled with a lack of leads, the wrong type of leads, and taking on work that we really just weren't passionate about in order to keep the lights on. But here's the truth. It does not have to be that way. Through intentional marketing, branding, and lead generation strategies, you can attract the clients and the projects that align with your vision and change not just your business, but your life. There's a proven formula to making this happen, and we've been addressing that over the last few years. Stick around to hear what we've created to help you take your business to the next level. And in the meantime, a word from our sponsors. This podcast is brought to you by Andersen Windows. If you are aiming to elevate your projects with a standout feature, look no further than Andersen's folding outswing doors. These impressive doors can span up to 48 feet wide and reach up to 10 feet tall. That's insanity. Creating a grand entrance that's sure to impress. The top hung system ensures smooth and easy operation, making installation and daily use a breeze. Plus, for those who are working in coastal areas, Andersen offers stormwatch protection, providing peace of mind and durability against harsh weather conditions. Enhance your builds with elegance and functionality with Andersen's folding outswing doors. Visit Andersen's website today to discover more about this product. This podcast is brought to you by Buildertrend. As we approach the end of the year, it's time to start thinking ahead. And if you're ready to set your business up for success in 2025, Buildertrend has the perfect resource to help you. The annual financial planning guide for the profitable builder. This free ebook is packed with strategies to increase your revenue and includes a step-by-step guide to creating your annual financial plan. Whether you're a home builder or remodeler, this guide will give you the tools that you need to boost profitability and make 2025 your most successful year yet. Don't wait until it's too late. Download your copy for free today at buildertrend.com/mcfinances. This podcast is brought to you by Velux. You're always looking for ways to wow homeowners, and who doesn't want more natural light? With Velux skylights, you can transform any space by adding more natural light without sacrificing privacy. Bring life to focal points, including the kitchen or living room, or brighten up small spaces such as closets or bathrooms, and leave your clients speechless. Learn more at veluxusa.com/remodeler. This podcast is brought to you by NAHB, the National Association of Home Builders. Want to see what's new in the world of residential construction? The NAHB International Builders Show is back from February 25th to 27th in Las Vegas, bringing together industry leaders, products, and trends. And for our listeners, NAHB is offering you 50 free Expo passes. That's one per registration. It's first come, first served, so act fast. Go to buildershow.com/moderncraftsman to get your free pass today. By the time you are hearing this podcast, Thanksgiving has more than likely come and gone. I hope that you all had a great holiday. You had some time to decompress, wind down, spend some time with family. It's more than likely Monday or Sunday evening, and you're probably chomping at the bit to get back to work and back to the grind and maybe a little less family. But I wanted to hop on here today and discuss with all of you a course that Nick and I have recently just finished getting all the content together for. So we are at the editing stage of this course, but it's a marketing and lead generation course for contractors. I realized over the past few years, and even more so the past 6 months, how important lead generation is. While we built the pre-construction course that we put together, how much there is an overlap between the pre-construction and the marketing, the branding, the lead generation. So it seemed just the right evolution, the correct next step for our next course to be on marketing and lead generation for contractors. Through consulting calls, through partnerships, through conversations that I've had with contractors offline, um, through some of the speaking engagements that I've had, I realized that most of us contractors struggle heavily with lead generation, and not only getting the volume of leads that we need, but the ideal lead, the ideal client, the ideal project. So thinking more about that and constructing some midweek conversations around that, I realized that we really needed to focus on this. This is a huge issue for a lot of people. And I think even more so now, um, with everything that's happened in the economy the past couple of years, right? Interest rates being extremely high, money being expensive to borrow, um, home prices escalating and being extremely inflated, the work volume has slowed down. So if you feel that that's the case with your market, with your business, right, that the amount of leads that were coming in 2 years ago have slowed down, that you're getting less of the right leads, then you're not alone, and this course will help you address that. Um, I've spoken to a lot of people. I have a lot of people within the community, within my network, that I've asked about volume, sales, what the market looks like. And across the board, it seems that things have slowed down. I think, again, that has a lot to do with just the basic economy and the cost of money right now. And again, if people are buying homes, they're extending themselves. They don't have cash on hand. They can't borrow more money to do renovations. So people are getting into homes and really stretching their budget, and they can't afford renovations. There are some people who are renovating their own homes. There's not as many people buying land and building, because again, the cost of money to borrow, the interest rates are so high. But even renovations have slowed down because people are realizing that whether they renovate, whether they fix their house up, it's still going to be worth the same amount in today's market. So people are less apt to spend when they already have a ton of equity in their home. And it really just comes down to, at that point, suiting their needs and if it's worth the investment or not. Obviously, leading up to an election year, the economy is going to be more fickle. People are uncertain of what's going to happen. In my experience, and looking into this a little bit more, and seeing this happen with changes in leadership over the past few years, and the past few elections, it seems that as we lead into the election, there's a bit of uncertainty. I think that things tend to flatten out. And I think when you couple that with everything that's going on with interest rates and home prices being inflated, that people have stopped spending money. So I'm hoping that as we move forward, the downward spiral will flatten out and will stabilize for the next 12, 18, 24 months, until some of the changes that are being made start to gain some traction and come into effect. I am not taking any sort of political stance in this conversation. I'm just saying that typically when somebody new comes into a position of power and changes are beginning to be put in place, that doesn't happen immediately. It doesn't happen within the first 12 months, maybe 18 months, maybe 24 months. So I don't think that we're going to see anything substantial change within the next year and a half to 2 years. And I don't know what's going to happen at that point when things start to change. But for me, I've always wanted to build a business that was sustainable, market and brand myself, and build a lead generation strategy that is sustainable, that survives on itself, right? I've always wanted to create a marketing plan, um, a lead generation strategy, my content strategy, all to feed itself. So I want my business to feed and integrate, vertically integrate everything that I do inside of my business to continue to grow and create a business that really is subsistent. I don't need anyone else to help me be successful. And what I mean by that is I want to create a sales funnel that attracts the ideal client. That ideal client brings with them the ideal budget, the ideal um, project with them. And with that, I'm using my branding, my marketing to attract that client. So once I get them into my sales funnel, I distill that sales funnel down. I land that project. Now that project is ideal for me, and I can begin to generate my on and offline lead generation and create the marketing and the branding around that, capturing all the content, documenting that project. And that is going to be used to continue to sustain the growth of my company, to create more content based on this project that's an ideal fit for me, to generate more of those same type of leads. So everything from the beginning stages of my marketing, my branding, my lead generation is bringing me to the ideal client. That ideal clients bring me to the ideal project, and that is serving as the funnel and the product that I am generating all of my marketing from. So it's attracting more of the same type of projects, more of the same type of companies, and you just continue to grow from that. And you are creating this subsistent, sustainable business model that everything is generated off of this ideal client and off of this ideal lead. And that's how you create just a very consistent organic growth within your business that's more of the same, right? You're not conceding to certain jobs or certain clients, which are actually hindering your growth 12 months down the road, 18 months down the road. You're focusing and honing all of your efforts on a specific client, a specific project, and that's only going to generate more of the same for you. So that was somewhat of the goal for this course, right? How to find the right clients, how to position myself within the market as this go-to contractor, and how to avoid competing in a very price-driven world. If you're following this podcast, if you are following along with me, with the Modern Craftsman, with Nick, whatever it may be, you'll realize that we are value-driven contractors, not price-driven contractors. And that affords us a lot within the business and within our models, but we are not trying to sell to the masses. I've realized over the years that so many of us in the position that we are now, whether you are a 2-man team, a 1-man team, a 12-man team, whatever, we usually get into this business because we are successful craftsmen and women. That's why we got into this business. And the natural evolution brought us to be business owners. But I don't believe that many of us intended to be a business owner when we got into the trades. It's just that we almost had no other choice because of the structure of the industry. And that's something that I've always struggled with. The business end has not come easy to me. The tools have come easy to me. It's just the way that my brain works. It makes sense to me. The business end doesn't come so naturally, so I have to focus more on it. And if you don't focus on it, and if you're in the business, and if you are just on the tools and you're not thinking about strategy and you're not thinking about marketing and branding, it's really difficult to get ahead. You're spinning your wheels. You're living in the same business model and the same systems year in and year out, and you can't gain enough traction to pull your head out of the water and take a breath and say, okay, I need to change this, that, and the other thing. So the goal for this course is to create actionable items for you and a plan for you to be able to generate enough leads to create a sustainable model for any contractor, regardless if you're a subcontractor, a builder, a remodeler, a specialty trade. All of these principles, all of the content that we put into this course will transcend every trade, right? It's not just for builders, it's not just for renovators, it's just not for specialty trades. The principles and the systems and the processes are all the same. So what you will learn in this course, and what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to pull up the course itself and I'm going to run through the curriculum as far as what we discuss in this course and just briefly give you an overview of that, because I think that that's going to be the most straightforward and just transparent as far as what is included in this course. I also want to say that there are some topics that we cover in here that we also cover in the pre-construction course, and they're not the same. It was created separately. They are two completely different courses, and even the principles and the subject matter that is in the pre-construction course, we didn't just pull that and put it in this course, but there's an overlap with a lot of information. The idea for this course is for it to be a standalone course. By the time this comes out, the Thanksgiving's gone, Black Friday's gone. Last week, we had a special where if anyone up until December 2nd, so it doesn't matter if it's the past 3 months, anyone who adopted early, as a way to say thank you for investing in what Nick and I are looking to do, investing in this educational platform, we were giving this marketing and lead gen course to anyone who has already purchased the pre-construction course. And the thought process behind that was we have a lot of people who invested a lot of money in a product that's early on in, like I would say, in the infancy of development. And we understand it's a large investment that we are working through really getting our bearings about us for this new system. So as a thank you, anyone who was an early adopter of the pre-con course, we are giving this lead gen course for free, just as a thank you, to show good faith that we are invested in you, that we are invested in continuing to educate and continue to give back to you as far as a thank you for investing in us, investing in what we are doing. So that ship has sailed, unfortunately, by the time you are listening to this, and this will be a standalone course. We're looking to drop it probably in the next couple of weeks. But if you purchase the pre-con course and you're listening to this, we will be sending this to anyone who had purchased that course prior to December 2nd. Just as a thank you. We're also going back and we're working on editing certain aspects of the pre-con course. So when that happens, or if you purchase this standalone course and we make changes, we add addendums, we modify templates, we will let you know so that you can hop on and you can get access to any of those sort of addendums and information. So what will be included in this course? There's an introduction, right? We have an overview and learning objectives, what you can expect from this course, what you should be looking to get out of it, and what you should be able, what the takeaway should be at the end. We discuss lead generation and marketing and why they matter to a contractor, because that's changed over the past few years. It's not necessarily just the good old boys, word of mouth. You get in with an architect, you get in a community, and you're set. There's a lot more to it these days. There's a younger generation that has a different buy-in and purchases differently. So you have to understand how to do that. The second module is going to be understanding ideal clients. And this is one of those modules that does overlap with the pre-con, but it is completely new content. It's completely it's different than that. So it's some of the same principles, but it has a completely different take on it. So even if you've taken the pre-con course, definitely spend your time on this, because we add to that. We're going to discuss why ideal clients matter and why you should be focusing your effort on that. Defining your ideal client profile, right? How are you creating a client avatar for your business? And we actually supply you with an ideal client questionnaire to help you answer all of those questions. And for me, you cannot begin to brand or market yourself without understanding who your client is first. You have to understand who your client is, where they live, what their buying process is, how they consider budget, what's important to them, what they value, demographics, psychographics. You have to consider all of that, because you cannot create a marketing plan. You cannot create a lead gen strategy online, offline, without understanding who your ideal client is and what that client avatar looks like. I mean, you can, but you're going to be spinning your wheels. So if you're going through all this work and you're marketing, you're branding yourself, and you're casting this super wide net, you're wasting a lot of resources. You should be honing down on the client and the project and the demographics, the psychographics, the logistics, all that go along with that to determine your marketing efforts, your branding efforts, your sales funnel, so that you are focusing on a low volume, ideal lead from day one, saving time, headache, money, allowing clients to self-qualify. The next module is building trust and quality reputation through marketing, through branding, right? So in residential construction, people hire us because they trust us. That's one of the main reasons. We're in somebody's home, we're around their family, we're around their pets. They have to trust us. If somebody does not trust you, they will not hire you. So through your marketing and branding efforts, you need to instill that confidence and establish trust and credibility within your business. How are you doing that? We're going to dig into that and tell you how to do that. We're going to explain how to do that through successful visual branding, right? So a brand there is more to it than just the visual aspect of it, but the visual aspect of it is a lot of times the first touch point for someone. So how are you establishing that touch point, that visual aesthetic of your brand to establish trust, to establish credibility, and to instill confidence for clients to begin the lead generation strategy? We also will discuss website presentation, what the layout should look like, what you should include, how to retain people on your page. So we're going to dig into that. We discuss SEO lightly. Testimonials, like what testimonials do for your business and how they build that trust and how they establish that credibility for your business. Testimonials are something that you can never get enough of. So we will dig into how we integrate that into our marketing, into our branding, to ensure that we are creating that subsistent business model, like I said. We're going to touch on effective online and offline lead generation. So online lead generation is just that, right? It's the digital aspect of marketing, branding, lead gen. Offline generation is your network, who you are bumping elbows with, who's within your physical network. That's something it's more of the good old boys marketing, right? Where it's like you have your vendors, you have your partners, your subcontractors, your architects, engineers, interior designers that you bump elbows with, that you meet for coffee. How you can be involved with your community, schools, to be relevant and to be visible within your marketing and lead gen strategy. So that's something that a lot of us understand. That's been a standard within our industry for a really long time, but things have changed. The younger generation relies less on that and relies more on the online lead generation. So for a lot of older contractors that I speak with, that's really difficult to wrap their heads around. So we have created a lot of content to be able to create a roadmap for you to structure your online lead gen so it's not so overwhelming for you. It's not such a huge financial investment. The next module is growing through social media marketing content, content generation. So this is where I think if you weren't brought up in the era of online social and marketing your business, you may struggle with this. Or if you never intended to open a business and you don't know how to use social to brand and to market yourself, this is a really good module for you. So we're going to dig into platform selection, all the different platforms, how you can use them, where they shine, where they may come up somewhat short, but we will juxtapose all of them and tell you where you should be focusing your energy based on what type of business. We'll dig into content ideas. That's something that people struggle with a lot, right? I just can't generate ideas, unique concepts for developing content every single day. So we will help you do that so that it's not so daunting for you. You're creating all of this content. You're online. You're maybe hiring somebody. You're paying somebody to create this content. If you don't have proper engagement, you are not going to progress as much as to your full potential, right? So we give you engagement tips on how to expand your social network to ensure that you're creating a community, the leads come back to you, and that you are surrounding yourself with the people and the content that continues to feed your business as you need. Content marketing. So what type of content you need to be making based on your business needs, right? If it's educational, if it's behind the scenes, if it's testimonials, if it's before and afters, we dig into all of these different types of content marketing, how you can establish yourself within the market, how you can become an industry professional, how you can attract the clients that you need. We will dig into all the different types of content marketing and how you can integrate that into your business to help grow. And then we'll dig into referrals and testimonials and how you can generate content to feed your business and sustain your business through those referrals, through those testimonials, and the accountability that comes along with them. We'll wrap the course up with a conclusion, obviously a review of key concepts, and then there's an action plan for implementing lead gen strategies. So we're going to walk you through, from day 1 to 3 months down the road, what you need to be doing week 1, what you should be doing week 2 and 3, what about 3 through 5, and obviously there's some leeway there, but we break this out for you to understand how you need to structure the next few months in order to be successful, and then how to maintain that. So we help you put it in place, and then how do you maintain that to make sure that you are continuing to progress and you're not just becoming stagnant. Because with online lead generation, as soon as you become stagnant, a lot of your work goes out the window. This course has a ton of bonuses. So I'm actually really proud of this course. Not that I'm not proud of any other course, but we're beginning to find our flow. We're beginning to find our identity within the space and what helps people, what's more valuable to people. So with this course, we created a lot of bonuses that are just really quick hits and super easy for you. That I call them cheat codes, right? Or like cliff notes for success. So one of the bonuses, it's going to be how to create 7 days of content from one video, where so many people are overwhelmed. Hey, I don't have enough content or documentation to generate a month worth of content. And it's like, well, you can use one project or one video to create 7 unique pieces of content. That's a week. So you need 4 of them in order to get through the month. We also have a bonus, which is the perfect email pitch. So building valuable partnerships with real estate agents, architects, designers. How do you pitch to those clients? So that is an integral part of my business, Nick's business, and how to open the door for that offline lead gen strategy and how to maintain those relationships. So the other bonuses that we include here are going to be 5 simple questions to guarantee client fit and shape your marketing efforts. So it's just a really basic overview of what you need to be asking yourself, asking your clients to ensure that their program aligns with what makes your business successful, to ensure that early on in that vetting process and that lead gen and the sales funnel, that you are not spending unnecessary resources on clients that are not going to hire you in the first place. We also have a quick start action plan for lead gen. So this is a really cool document as well, where we're basically providing you. I'm going to pull this document up. We're providing you with an online and an offline action checklist that you can go through, and we have actionable steps in there, and then we have follow-up and routine, and how to create a system and how to create consistency with this, both online and offline. So that's something that's going to help you remain accountable, help you remain consistent, and really just build a more robust lead gen and marketing strategy. And then the last thing, which is really cool, I'm super pumped about this, a 30-day content creation calendar. And so many people are like, I don't have the time to set aside. They struggle with generating unique ideas every single day. So we created a 30-day content calendar that essentially will give you ideas every single day for content, and you can recycle this over and over again, month in and month out, with different projects, different ideas, but it sets the foundation for you that you can just say, hey, day 2, I need a project highlight. Day 7, I need a poll. Day 8, I'm going to focus on a tool that we use that's unique to our business. So we created this content calendar to help you feel less overwhelmed with the generation of sales, of leads, and with the marketing efforts of your business. So with all of that being said, that's going to wrap up the course. To me, this course is a no-brainer, especially with the way that our economy stands right now and things slowing down coming into the holidays, even more so. But I always look like, why do you need this course now? At this point of the year, all that's done is done. You need to start thinking about 2025. What does 2025 look like? What are your goals? What are your aspirations? How are you going to adapt and evolve your business to suit your needs, whether they are personally, professionally, financially, whatever that may be? So now is the time to begin focusing on 2025. So this is a very low entry point for you to start beginning to understand how to create brand awareness, how to generate leads, how to use your existing projects, your existing clients, and even past projects and past clients to build more of the same and get out of that rut that you've been, or break into a new market. So now is the time to do that. It's not wait until 2025 starts and, hey, I'm going to close this year out. You always need to be proactive. You always need to be working ahead. What makes this course different than courses we've created in the past or courses that you could find elsewhere? This is my perspective and Nick's perspective. It's coming from experience. It's coming from our markets. What Nick brings to the table, what I bring to the table, are two completely different things. So this stuff has been tested. It's worked. And again, it's various markets, it's various business models. So it's not just coming from one vantage point, from one point of view. It's a very dynamic strategy that can apply and transcend many different businesses, not just mine or not just Nick's. Again, now's the time to do this. It's been a year of slowdown. There's changes in leadership within the country. There's going to be another 12, 18, 24 months of probably a bit of the market being stagnant and people waiting to see what's going to happen before they start spending more money, just because of fear of the unknown. So it's really important right now to start putting things in place to get to where you want to be, because the next 12, 18, 24 months may be slightly fickle. And who knows what's to come after that. But if you start investing in this, if you start building these systems now, you are not behind the 8 ball. You are not behind the curve. That's my opinion on it. I'm super proud of this course. It's something that I wish that I had 5 years ago, 10 years ago, especially for the price point of this course. So it's going to be around $250, which to me is a very low price point, and we've created a course where if you have the capability, if you have the capacity, and you have a lot of the branding in place, or you have a design team or somebody that you hired to do that, it's going to cost you very little money, if any money, to be able to start putting these things into place. So even if you're a smaller company, you don't have a massive overhead, and you're trying to figure out, how do I brand myself? How do I market myself? I just paid to have a website done. I just spent all this money on a rebrand and creating all of the branding components and assets for my business, and I don't really have that much more money to focus on and offline lead generations. It's consuming me. We don't have any more money in the budget right now. There's so many actionable items and takeaways within this course that you can do on your own. They are not going to cost you $1 and help you build that consistent brand and that consistent business. Again, for me, the goal for my business has always been from manufacturing leads through closing a project out and getting testimonials and looking for referrals, to build a business that can survive on itself, to build a subsistent and sustainable organism of a business that continues to feed and evolve itself. I don't want to have to look elsewhere to continue to dump resources into my business. If I can create a brand, if I can create a marketing program, if I can create lead generation strategies, that every single aspect of my business, from lead intake to pre-construction, to contracting, negotiation, execution of the project, documenting the project, and then marketing that project, if all of that can be vertically integrated into my business, everything can build off of each other. I'm focusing on the ideal clients, the ideal projects. All of my branding efforts, all of my marketing efforts are coming from that same place. I will create a business that sustains on its own, that does not require me to dump a ton of outside resources into in order to keep the lights on. I'm using my entire process in order to reaffirm my brand, to strengthen my brand, and to continue to grow my lead generation and my marketing efforts. So that's the goal for this course, to allow you and to afford you and to provide you with all of the information to do the same, that you don't feel you have to go elsewhere to find resources to dump into your business to generate more leads that are not ideal for you or for your company. So again, this is going to start with you figuring out what that looks like on your own, and then shaping everything off of that. That's going to wrap up the course. As always, if you guys or girls have any questions, you can reach out to us. You can send us a DM on Instagram. The people on the back end will forward that to Nick or myself. You can reach out to me, Tyler, at trghomeconcepts.com. Again, if you already purchased the pre-construction course up until December 2nd, we will be sending you this new course free of charge once we get it online. If you miss that window or you are uncertain, this will be a standalone course for somewhere around the $250 mark, which to me is a no-brainer. This, more than many other aspects of business, can literally change your life, transform your business, and change the trajectory of the next year, 5 years, 10 years. This is an absolute cheat code to success, and something that Nick implemented when I didn't have a pot to piss in and I didn't have money to dump into my marketing. And we basically created a Cliff Notes to help you get there. So again, if you have any questions about it, reach out to me, Tyler, at trghomeconcepts.com.